Hey folks, this is Mad Rabbit back in World of Warcraft today. I'm not doing Flame Broil. If you guys have been watching Flame Broil, I did kind of leave a little bit of an ultimatum there at the end, kind of saying if you want that series to continue, guys show some support for it. And up to now, I haven't really seen the support to keep going with that series. I'm willing to keep going with that series, so don't get me wrong here. I am willing to keep going with that series if there's support for it. But if people are just gonna, watch it and then not support it, then that's, that's sad. I mean, we got pretty far with that character. In all likelihood, since he's not a main character that I use much, I will leave him as is for now, and we will leave open the possibility of coming back to that character if people want to go back there and show the proper support for that series. But that being said, I wanted to do and continue with a regular World of Warcraft series, but have it a little more open, just where I either discuss things, talk about things, or just show you what I'm doing lately. I mean, we're in the middle of a real lull here. It's the middle of summer. A lot of people going on vacation. A lot of people are playing Diablo 3, obviously, or a lot of people are also anticipating Guild Wars 2 coming out. Here we are towards, let's see, what is it today? It is the July 24th, when I'm shooting this at least. Yeah, so Guild Wars 2 is coming out real soon. A lot of people are anticipating that. Some aren't, some don't care, some want to wait and see. I'm probably going to wait and see on that. I mean, I like the business model they have for that, and the visuals look really nice. And I've seen some of the gameplay, some of the questing. It looks kind of innovative, but I haven't bought it. I don't have the money right now, and I'm not entirely sure this computer can even handle it. So I'm gonna probably do like a little wait and see, because sometimes, man, all this stuff is just hype. It's sometimes it's just these things fall flat. So I guess I'm gonna see what the general reaction is, and maybe a month or two later I'll actually buy it or something. But either way, we're going to continue with WoW in the meantime. Either way, and I'm gonna keep going with this show. I want to play the next expansion. I just uploaded last week two of the episodes that had to do with the pet battles in the beta. So if you haven't seen them on my channel page, go to my channel page, check those out. Just basically showing you what they got so far for pet battles. And me, I was looking forward to that aspect of it. I know a lot of people think that's childish or whatever that is. Fine, I mean, you don't even have to play it, but to me, I thought it was interesting. Lately, though, on my main server here, I've been spending quite a bit of time. I transferred a couple more characters over here because I really just wanted one of each class and one of each profession, except for maybe the shaman, which Flame Broil was, and that class didn't appeal to me too much, so he'll not get transferred or nothing. So, oops, sorry about that. My microphone got hit. So I'm not too worried about that. And the Warlock was another class I really didn't care for much for, although I did start one on another server. So I guess if I really like him, I'll end up transferring him here, but I doubt it. I don't think I'm going to. I got enough people in this server right now. I might even transfer one off someday. One thing is, as I said this before, personally think Blizzard is hindering themselves in driving more people away by making it a paid thing where you have to server transfer. I can understand all the services they offer being like paid. Like if you're going to race change, name change, or want to reroll your character's appearance, things like that. I can understand charging for that, maybe not as much as they do, but server transfer is a quality of life thing for people that want to play with their friends. I would very strongly suggest to Blizzard, I don't think they'll ever hear this anyway, that they really reconsider even charging for that. You have some stipulation in there like it's free, just the server transfer where you only do it once every 3 months or something along those lines, or per character per month, or one per character every 3 months. So I mean, if you want to move your whole stable of people 3 months from now, you could. If you had different friends on a different server, you just didn't like one server or whatever. Yeah, I could see there's probably downfalls to it. to that. Like someone would go and loot their guild, like with all the characters they got, and then just transfer the same day or whatever. I can see problems like that happening since World of Warcraft is a pretty lawless place, unfortunately. And that's sort of Blizzard's fault. I mean, they really could have, you know, they really could put an end to that if they want to, but they don't want to. They're too afraid of losing those subscribers from the people that are the bad influences or the bad apples that are ruining it for other people. But I think in the long run that a lot of people are going to get driven away from this game because of those types of people. But I digress. So what have I been doing? Now, I just sort of talked in my last one about professions, and I hate relying upon other people. So in all likelihood, I'm going to keep things the way they are now. So what I did was, this character here, who was a recent transfer also from about a month or two ago, was leveling up his blacksmithing, finally got it up there, maxed out, and so now I got one of each profession on this server. I even did engineering for one of my characters that was doing engineering. Not that I really need engineering. Engineering really isn't that good. But I just wanted it anyway. I mean, you never know when you might need it. I might even do a second engineer someday. Because the one I have is, what is it? I think they're gnomish focused. And maybe I'll do one someday as a goblin focused one. But I'm not really... That's not a high priority with me. That's... Maybe the panda will be that or something, but it won't be something he starts out with. It'll be something I do later. But yeah, I really only have one slot left on this server, I think. Or actually, I will have one slot because they're supposed to add an 11th slot now when Mists of Pandaria comes out, so you can actually make your monks, which is great. Because otherwise, I'd be pretty upset. I want to get all my dudes over on one server. I'd have to really consider transferring off my other. I have a second rogue on here. It's just really basically serving as a bank right now. But all right, I digress. Now I want to talk about being self-sufficient. I mean, there's so much extra time now that you can go out and farm materials and build and do your own thing, like level up your professions. Like I'm trying to think of things you can do between now and the time the beta is finished and the game's actually released. Things that you can buy, ways you can make money in this. I'm already building up here. I got 28,000, which I know a lot of people say, "Well, that's a lot." It actually isn't. I know a lot. I'm not a gold seller or anything like that, or a big auction guy. All I'm doing is what I was telling you a couple episodes ago in this series about farming some of the instances and stuff, and I'm even going with this character. And one of the other ones I just transferred over here, I'm going to some of the old instances in classic WoW from BlackRock and Stratholme and those things, and I'm just running them every once in a while, just to get like some bling gear for themselves for transmogging, but also getting like some of the sought after, hard to find green items that actually sell well in the auction house. So every so often I'll pick up one and it'll sell real well. Now I'm also doing that with some of the item level stuff that I'm getting from BlackRock Caverns, for people that are just starting the Cataclysm quests and stuff. They want to gear up. Like I said, those are selling well also. So I'm not doing as much just disenchanting, but sometimes you have to know when to disenchant and when not to. So yeah, I guess that's a fine art. I'm sort of learning that now, because some of these things I'm getting, just you look at them and I'm doubting some people would buy them, but then again sometimes they would because they want the full set or something or whatever. So that's how I'm making some of my gold right now. Disenchanting some of those things for the harder to find enchantment things. I'm trying to remember those green essences, they're kind of green colored, and those kind of whitish colored ones. Those are sort of the ones that you get like through level 40 something to 50 something. Those are extremely hard to get. So whenever I get cloth, I send that off to my tailor and make certain items that will disenchant into those. Oh yes, and the illusion dust too. That's also around level 50ish, item level 50, 55, somewhere around there. Those all sell well, and actually, getting a lot of that built up into your banks now, that's a good idea, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try for world firsts, and they're going to be willing to actually pay the money to buy these materials that first day, some in particular, but the first couple of weeks, because everyone wants to get to the top or has some kind of focus to be world first on this or world first on that. You can make money in the opening days of the release of this expansion. And also, my tailor is definitely collecting a lot of fabrics from basically nether cloth on up. Making the bags from those nether cloth bags, the frost weave bags, and then I might start making some of the ember silk bags. What I'm doing now with the ember silk, or yeah, it's ember silk, right? Yeah, that's current tier stuff. So I'm basically making a ton of let me see if I have them here. These things, the illusionary bags, are 26 slot ones. They're extremely they're like 4 larger than the current, like the stuff that the lower level bags that you can make in this tier. But to me, it's worth it if I can get the chaos orbs. Are actually cheap on the auction house. It's just a matter really of farming for the ember silk cloth, this stuff here. So I mean, I because usually buying it from the auction house, sometimes there's not many in there. I'm noticing lately, at least. So I've been just having to farm it, and the best way to farm for this stuff is with a tailor, because they actually get more in their drops. And obviously, I go to Tol Barad, that one area where you have the 2 ghosts that are battling each other, and they make you go and use that. I was like, it's some kind of quest called the Magnets That Really Do Work, or something like that. I think that's the name of the quest. That field where those dudes are fighting, there'll be low level, and you just hit them with an area attack, and they usually just die in real quick. That's the area where you farm. I probably should show you this stuff, but I don't feel like doing that. I'm too lazy. Um, so I'm trying to give you some more ideas for how to just make gold in this, and how to prepare. I would strongly suggest, you got alts laying around, and you want to have a full stable of people. I'm trying to make a full stable of people. I have one of each profession, plus some people that just have maybe extra just collecting professions. Like, I do have a few miners, and I only have one herbalist. I'm going to have to probably switch around someone else. That might be the last profession I level up, because the warrior I just transferred over here, I'm going to have him drop blacksmithing, since this guy here is good our new blacksmith, and I'll have him do the herbalism. So I mean, you got to think these things through, and this is the time to do it when there's not much going on, and you can do this stuff. I know this is kind of a talky episode. I'm sorry for talking, but overly talky. I'm not really showing much, but trying to give you guys some ideas of things to do and ways to make money. And I think really, hold on here, let me pause. I gotta check something. Okay, I wanted to come back with the warrior. I wanted to give you something different to look at. Just showing the same guy over and over again. Yeah, this is the recent transfer. Unfortunately, he's got blacksmithing and smelting here, so he'll probably be dropping this. But I'm going to keep it for this expansion because of these two, so he can at least gear out his items that he's got right now. But maybe a week before the expansion hits, I'm going to drop blacksmithing and power level up all, maybe like a day or two, herbalism, which is probably one of the easiest ones to power level, I think. So he'll be doing that. But yeah, other things that I would really strongly suggest about professions. I know a lot of people are thinking that well, inscriptionists are going to be changing in this. There's going to be a lot of changes to the glyphs. Some glyphs are being eliminated. Some are being changed, their function. So some of them might not be as in demand anymore, whereas other ones will be. So for those of you that are inscriptionists, I think you're going to make a lot of money from the get-go. But what you can't do is you can't make a bunch of glyphs right now. See, things are way too amorphous in the beta to know which ones they're going to stay, which ones are going to go, which ones are going to be the important ones. What you really need to do is get tons and tons of inks right now. Basically, you're going to have to do a lot of herb farming and convert them to inks and have tons of them waiting for you. My understanding is a lot of those Northrend research inscription things are going to be you're going to be able to get them, I guess, easier now. I heard something about that. I don't know all the details on that yet. I know there was a blue post about that like months ago. I have no clue where that is. If I could find that article, I would. But I got no clue. But I would strongly suggest, if you're gonna do something with inscriptions and inscriptionists, and that's gonna be a huge way to make money when you start off. Now the thing is, I have not started in on this yet, and I have to get going on it. So that's why I'm sort of entertaining the idea of doing this guy now. But I don't know. I might do that. Like getting tons of herbs and shipping them off to my inscriptionist and just having tons of inks ready for us, because I think that's going to be a huge seller that first day out. Because people are going to have money. It's like everyone's saving up a lot of money here at the end of this expansion. And you're going to be able to get like a ton of them. I mean, fabric in and of itself is going to sell too. Metal ingots. I think what's not gonna sell probably as much as the ores. Who is gonna need that this content level tiers gems? They're not really gonna need it that much. There'll still be some demand for ore, so you will see a spike in price, but it won't last very long. Only for those that are leveling their jewel crafting will need that. So ore might not be the initial big push that you want, but you might want some if you're gonna want to make a few bucks. So if you have a stable of people on a server and you're looking into different things you can get, these are the things. Glyphs would probably be high on my list, as well as bags, and because there's gonna be a lot of people starting off they're gonna need bags because they're all gonna be starting off pandas or new characters or whatever. And they're going to need them. So those are the two big ones. Because the transmogging stuff is just something I'm doing right now to make money. I don't think they're going to remain as big sellers. They might have a spike in price just before and just after the expansion hits, but they'll probably normalize somewhat back down to normal levels. So I don't think like the green items are really going to be a big thing for making money beyond right now. Right now I'm doing it, but because people still seem to keep buying it, because I guess people are still leveling alts. So I guess that's the way to go. All right, this has been just like a talky episode. I know I really should actually do stuff in these things, or maybe like shoot the footage like I usually do, like ahead of time, showing me doing different things, and then talking over that a little more dynamic. I'm sorry for that, but hopefully, guys, you did enjoy this talk. Maybe you brought something away from it. Started thinking about different ways you can be farming for materials and leveling alts and getting your professions finally finished. I'm even working on cooking. I mean, I'm not going to work on fishing, no way. And archaeology probably not either. But cooking's worth it because they're going to do some changes with that coming in Mists of Pandaria. And you definitely like the food buffs, even if you just do one dude in cooking so he can pass down all the stuff. They're supposed to have specializations with the food thing now, cooking in Pandaland. So, I mean, that's another thing to consider. Just having more people at max level, and then they can each specialize in a different area. But that's another thing to consider. All right, so I'm done rambling. I've been rambling way too long here, and yeah. So continue to show your support for these series. I'll keep making them, maybe just to give you guys some ideas of things to do. If you can think of more things for me to do in this series, I'm going to be starting to work on this particular character's transmog soon. As soon as I get him to max level, he's 83 now, I think. Yeah, he's 83. I have an outfit picked out for him. It's from it's like the Wrath of the Lich King stuff. It's some sort of a set that you can buy for justice points. It's dirt cheap, so I'm running dungeons a lot with him now. But the queues are just really long. unfortunately. But that's fine. I'm not looking to gear him up. I mean, once he gets 85, I really don't care about his gear because he's not really going to be doing any solo running or raiding or anything like that. So it's just a matter of getting the justice points for the transmog thing, really. That's it. Alright, catch you guys next time. This is Mad Rabbit signing off. Adios.